Bonehead shirt. Well, I'm sitting here at my tiki bar, but I ain't seen the sun all day. There's a storm out there, but I don't care. Yeah, I've got Mike's weather page. Here we go now. Okay. Mike's weather page. You know he was tracking every move it makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is it just me or is there spinach over here? There's spaghetti models and empty rum bottles, and sometimes Louis says hi. Hey, Louis. But you don't get no hurries and don't have no worries, cause we're drunk donkey nationwide. Everybody now. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Did I ever tell you the story of the drunk donkey? Once upon a time, there was this weather woman. You can come as a pilot, you stay kind of quiet, but you know you love watching Mike's page. So put your bonehead shirt on, watch it live on your phone, and drink drunk donkey beer all day. Here we go now. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away.
All right, everybody.
I think that's Juicy Jerry.
Dancing Friday.
Yeah, Mike, throw a party, man.
Cold weather on the way. Is everybody ready for some cool weather? Cold weather. Attic air weather. I typed attic years ago by mistake, and now I just type attic air because it's funny. Funny to me. So when you see attic air, it's meant to be Arctic air. Cold attic air. Let me tell you what, I was putting up Halloween yesterday, and it was not cold attic air here, man. I about sweat 10 pounds, I bet. It was terrible. Oh my God, that attic is so hot. But I got everything out. And by the way, I did get my skeleton up. This is a fun time of year. I love decorating a little at a time. But for all you wondering, I got it up. There it is, our 12-foot skeleton. If you remember last year, that was our saga trying to find one of those things. And I found one last year, and I forgot how big it was yesterday. How I put that thing in the attic, I don't even know how I did it, but I did it. Louis didn't help me at all, did you, buddy? No. This is not a real dog, by the way. It's a statue. He just moves around. It's like a Jello statue. Every now and then he'll move if I move, but there's no, he's not real. Oh my goodness. All right, so what's cooking, everybody? Let's talk some weather. Apparently Sarah watches me at school. Are you okay? So hello, Sarah, if you're watching. We got Bones up. Bones is up. Tropics are still there. We're going to talk about that. We got weather coming. We're going to talk about our blob next week. We're going to talk about what's out there in the weather world, as we do. It's our Daily Brew, brought to you by our great friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. You can buy TBBC at ABBC. That's what Sarah says. TBBC at ABC. Our favorite place to eat, Tampa Bay Brewing Company. It's Friday, as a tradition. My dad would stop at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits every Friday. I'll never forget picking me up from Jesse P. Miller Middle School in Bradenton, and he would stop at the Bradenton ABC as a kid. And I remember old dad going in there. And now his son does the same. I mentioned the power bill this morning. I wanted to show you this real quick. So we have another great supporter, Impact Direct Remodels here. I was talking about Windows, Impact Windows. Direct Remodels here out of Pinellas County. So our power bill was like, I don't even want to admit it. It was over $600 last month. So a lot of you might have chimed in on that. But we're seriously thinking about getting new windows. We're going to have a special coming up for MWP fans with direct remodels. And Impact Windows are the way to go. Not only do they help save that power bill, but 200 mile an hour winds. So why would not the hurricane guy have hurricane windows, right? So my power bill decided that for me. We have to get new windows. And I don't want to board up anymore. I'm getting too old for that. But anyway, here's the weather page, Mike's weather page. We got little things out there cooking. Let's talk about the tropics. I'm going to say hello to everybody while we look at this map. Here's the current map. This is what comes out every morning at 8 o'clock Eastern. This will tell you any potential areas or any existing areas. And we do have a spot off Africa that means nothing. Nada. Zippo. Who cares? Orange means nothing. Unless you're an orange. So we got Miss Shelly Ross on the other side of the state. What's up, Shelly? Shelly said she got a lingering cough. Mine went away when I went to Talladega, and then it's come back a little bit, but I feel better today. Richard, yep. I'll tell you what, man. I remember the $300 days. I thought that was a lot. What's up, Lorena Broda? I got my skeleton up. Yes, I do. I know you've been asking. L.A. Key. Where's that at, Richard? Oh, you're saying hello to L.A. Key. Hello, L.A. Key. Maitland. 76, yep. V Flood. V Flood. Did you get any flooding from Idalia? Sandra, good morning. Orlando. Hello, Orlando. Johnny Appleseed from St. Augustine. That's a cool name, Appleseed. Oh, man. Good morning, Glenn from Port St. Lucie. Love that place on the East Coast. Hello, Rachel from Palm Coast. Hello, Outer Banks. Who would that be? Red. Oh, Louis, it's a Toulon day. Jennifer from OBX. A lot of high surf. Morning, Eric. Have you recovered from the Rays loss yet, Eric? I hope so. Katie Haley. What's up, Katie Haley? Ready for that cruise? We are. We're going to cruise? We'll go camping. We'll go camping. What's that mean, Dad? My favorite, my buddy. My mom thinks I favor Louis more than Hunter. Well, Louis does have his own coffee cup, by the way, you know. Alice from Savannah, Georgia. We camped up there once. It was beautiful. Water Sound Beach, Florida. Never heard of it. I had to look it up. Anybody from Bermuda right now getting some rains? From Alaska? You gotta be kidding me, Jason Cloud. They have internet up there? Jennifer Shaw, good morning. I'm gonna put the rest of the stuff up here. 99E is real. We're gonna talk about that. That would be the invest on the Pacific side. Merritt Island. What up, Mike Boylan, Katie Haley? What's up there, Crystal? Lori Rye. Yeah, I know. You had one band of rain, Lori. I woke up this morning. It's always a good thing to wake up. And I saw you had a band overnight, which kind of was more the frontal line getting that final push. But you got I don't know if you saw my post. We're going to show it. But you got blob of rain to your east, a big blob of rain to your west, and guess what? You're in the middle. You're like a goalpost. We got the goalpost, and you're the football. It's going right up the middle. You're getting nothing. Felipe is not, or it's Philippe. I listened to my buddy, oh, God, what is his? Frankie from Nova Scotia. He called it Philippe. I might have been messing that name up. Actually, let's look. I never even looked at how to pronounce it. I've been saying Felipe. I don't even know. I think it's Philippe. So we're going to find out from the official Atlantic pronunciation guide right now. Here we go. Philippe. There's no E at the end. Why have nobody corrected me? It's Philippe. I've been saying Felipe. I apologize to the Philippes out there. I have a history of messing up names. It's Philippe. I've been saying Felipe the whole time. I sound stupider than normal. It's Philippe. Okay, now we know. Now it's Philippe. All right, there's your Tropics with Matt. Let's talk about things. Cold weather on the way. All right, here we go. Got a couple windows open. Here's the new one. Here's your current track of Philippe, like Royal. Anybody remember Roy Leap? Roy Leap, famous weatherman here at Channel 13, meteorologist. Sorry, Mikey. Felipe. Hey. We had a little rain here yesterday, too, in Oldsmar. It was really weird. Here's current track. All right, well, it's going to be post-tropical. I don't even know half these things mean anymore. Post-tropical, subtropical, atropical. But anyway, post-tropical, 60-mile-an-hour winds. It is curving towards Maine. It will not be a landfalling system, I don't believe. You know why? Because they're calling it post-tropical. And interesting discussion this morning. I don't think I've ever actually really even read this before. But based on Philippe to become post-tropical, and after coordination with National Weather Service in New England and the Canadian Hurricane Center, the current plan is for hazards in New England and the Atlantic Canada to be handled by local, non-tropical statements. So there will be no watches or warnings. Interesting. So I don't know. Is it not going to be a landfalling Philippe or not? I don't know. But we're not going to have any watches or warnings. Kind of different. I don't know if I've ever really remembered something like that. But anyway, you will get winds. 60-mile-an-hour winds. It's still official. 60, 60, 60. So that's what you got. We do have some rain maps up. Let me show you here. Latest track here. Here is, I want to show this real quick. The Bermuda radar. See, I'm out of sequence. I messed up. Darn it. Golly, I should have. When Lori chimed in for Bermuda, I should have had this ready to go up because I'm the director of operations along with the host. Anyway, here's current radar of Bermuda, and that's kind of a frontal line that's passing by. So there's a little bit of showers might be popping in here, but they got the big stuff overnight, and that's it. So I do have a link to that if you're curious what the radar looks like in Bermuda. They didn't get much. Here's the rains from Philippe coming. Obviously, Maine, heavy rain, 2 to 4 inches. A couple pockets of 4 to 6 inches. Could spread to New York. Could have some heavy 4 to 6 inches of rain here in parts of Vermont and New Hampshire. Down into Massachusetts. So there's going to be some isolated heavy rain this weekend. Mainly Saturday, I believe, into late Saturday night. But that's, pretty heavy rain. Flooding risks exist. Yellow areas could have flash flooding. This is primarily through Sunday morning. So I don't think they're expecting a lot Sunday, but there you go. Heavy rain. Deja vu all over again. Lee all over again. So there you go. Here's timing of winds. If you're going to get tropical storm force winds, these aren't definite. This is just if you're going to get them. There's a chance that you could have some in Cape Cod. Low chances that you could, but you could get them. If you were to get them, it would be later Saturday. Well, for Cape Cod, it'd be like midday Saturday, actually. So this is the timing of the bigger winds. So Saturday night really gets the big winds for Maine. And we're going to have power outages again. There's no doubt. It's going to be a little stronger winds than you got with Lee in spots in Maine. And, you add that on top of wet grounds, 2 to 4 inches of rain, there's going to be power outages. So, get that Furman generator fired up fill it up, get some gas, make sure it starts. You should put some sort of fuel stabilizer in your generators nowadays and run them at least once a month. I never used to believe that, but now in our RV did the same thing. You can't let this new gas is terrible, and it just eats up jets and the floats and the carburetors. So it's always important to run your power equipment and make sure it fires up and let it clean itself, and run good gas and put buy some good stabilizer. I use the Seafoam stuff that cleans carburetors too. So yeah, start using that more. I highly recommend. I was a rebel and didn't believe in it. I'm like, I ain't doing that. It'll be fine. Until one day your stuff's all clogged up and corroded and you can't start it. My jet was so clogged in my little generator that I had to use a little needle to clean it out. No fuel was getting through it. It's a real deal. So clean it up. Make sure it runs. Clean it up. I believe it. Yeah, Chris, I got a buddy that my buddy Tom Padano told me he's got an old 50s Chevy truck and it rusted out his gas tanks because ethanol attracts water and it actually will rust your tanks. So, old cars and stuff, make sure you keep them full of gas and running, cycle. But anyway, there's your wins. Another map to look at here is this. If you click over here and put wind speed probabilities, so these are percentage chances of getting tropical storm force winds. And so, even though Cape Cod and areas are highlighted, that's 5 to 10% chance. So, lower chances of wider out you go from the actual center. But what's interesting, it's not going to be a landfalling system. That's what's weird. I don't know if they're going to officially, I don't know. Now that they're not going to have issues of watches or warnings, I don't know if it maintains landfall or not. But anyway, it did turn towards Maine. So you'll get it. Whatever it is, you're going to get it. And it'll be later Saturday as we get into Sunday morning hours. So, yeah, some of the winds. One map that I got, I don't have open. Let me open it up here since we're kind of on that theme, what you might get. Some of the latest gust map here showing, let's take a look at specifically the northeast. There you go. Obviously, the heavier winds are on the east side. Frontal line winds to Pennsylvania. This is a front coming in, but there, it could be good, decent little winds, maybe, possibly, maybe. Yeah. Big wins for Nova Scotia again, though. Nova Scotia, I know we got people watching in Nova Scotia. We're definitely going to see some bigger gusts for your area. Let's take a look at that real quick since we're on the theme of we got one Halloween clown thing that I love on it. It dings. It's something about it. I like to hear it. It's a clown. It just makes me think that we're in Halloween. I don't know. It was weird. I had to turn it on this morning. I like to hear. I like to hear it in the background. It's really weird to me. But these are your wind maps on tropicaltidbits.com, and here's your GFS. The red area is strong winds, and you can see it's going to go smack dab right up the Bay of Fundy again and really get the western part of Nova Scotia first, all the way to Halifax. So you're going to get big winds. Euro showing more of a wider wind field, but actually the bigger stuff's still slamming into Nova Scotia. Again, most of it's Saturday night into Sunday. Even the Canadian showing heavy winds into the eastern part of Maine. So I'm telling you, if you live in the eastern part of Maine, it's going to be rocky Saturday night. And obviously the Bay, the same little areas here in the Bay that we had talked about last time. We have a lot of people. I had people writing me from St. John, St. George, actually, that live up in that area around the Bay of Fundy. So that was pretty cool to know that they're watching up there. But here's your Saturday night rains. This is heavy rains coming in. So, yeah, it's going to be nasty. This is, overnight, Saturday night into Sunday, your wind gust map. showing it on approach. And there's your big winds getting into Nova Scotia on overnight Saturday. So Saturday night it'll be rocking. If the Canadians are rocking, don't come knocking. Or something like that. But look at these heavy winds, man. We're going to get some big winds here. I'm telling you, overnight Saturday night. It's going to be pretty windy. Even with our system making landfall, we're still going to have some big winds into Halifax. Look at that. 65-mile-an-hour winds. So they're going to get it. They're going to be some big winds rolling in late Saturday night into Sunday morning. All right, so there's that. What else we talk about? Let's talk about this blob coming to Florida. So tropics are quiet. I was, showing a lot of tropical models showing development maybe next week, but there's just a lot of wind shear coming down with an approaching front. So tropical development, it's funny because we talked about it a week or so ago. Now I start to see, official places talking about it, which is great because then it doesn't sound like I'm hyping. But now I'm wondering if it's worth mentioning tropical because it looks like it's not going to be anything. But we do have nasty weather coming next week. And this is a one-day, 24-hour rain map. So what's happened is it's shifted a little bit. This blob was here, then it's here. But the point is this is your 24-hour rain total map throughout Thursday. Might start as early as Wednesday night. But 24-hour rain map, man. We got 2 to 3 inches. 1 inch all across the state here almost, all the way across into lower Georgia, Bama, Mississippi, New Orleans. So this is basically a... believe it or not, it's energy from an invest in the Pacific going to cross into the BOC, the Bay of Campeche, and fuel in the Gulf. And we can see some storms. I'm telling you, we're going to see some storms Thursday, possibly, into the Florida West Coast, up in the Big Bend area, even the Panhandle, Upper Gulf. So that's still what I'm watching. Here's your wind maps. It's sloppy, yes, but the point of this is the Euro and the GFS both showing this for late Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. Greens are basically, 35 knots, 40 max on the GFS, 40 knots. We got a little spot here, yellow. So, this wind is going to be tied up to storms, and we're going to see a lot of windy, wavy conditions out ahead of another front. This is not... There's a front coming down next week. This is actually juice being sucked up from the Pacific ahead of that front, which is really like a double bammy, wangy, BOGO, going to get it twice next week. So nothing, 5-day rain maps, man, we got nothing coming until like Wednesday. It's going to be dry as a bone, 102.5. Here's your 5-day rain maps. Look. Zippo. This is the rains through Wednesday morning. Nothing. That frontal line that's coming through now is pretty much going to fizzle out by the time it gets down to southeast Georgia and Florida. Obviously, you get your normal little pop-up storms down in South Florida this time of year because it's still hot down there. And there's your big rains up north, approaching front along with Philippe. But look at this, 5-day rains to Wednesday. So all that rain I'm fixing to show you is Wednesday after Wednesday morning to Thursday. A lot of juice coming. So let's talk about that. Let's see what else I have here. So here is Here is the Invest on Tropical Tidbits. So this is an Invest 99E. Basically, it's going to curve up into Mexico, and it's going to feel the jet stream, which is kind of part of our El Nino pattern. But this moisture is actually going to get pulled up into the BOC early next week, and that's what's going to happen. Kind of crazy, right? Here's the latest look on water vapor. So here's kind of what's cooking. You can kind of peek over here. You'll see it Sunday. Watch what happens. It crosses over. This is Monday. And here comes here comes basically the energy. This is Tuesday, next week. And that's just water vapor map showing you the heaviest action, but definitely passing through the state. So here's Wednesday night. Already could be bringing heavy rains. Here's Thursday morning, and Friday morning it's pretty much lingering maybe a little bit, and then here comes the main frontal line later Friday. Emily asked me if homecoming was going to get rain. I'm like, oh boy. Here's Friday night, and here's the actual cold front coming through. So it's a really odd BOGO little setup. This is next Saturday, cold front coming through. So this is what I'm watching. We'll see. It's, let's take a look at some other things. It's bouncing around. Infrared satellite. That's kind of showing you cloud tops. So I'm still thinking we're going to get some big storms to watch here, possibly into maybe me. This is, throughout Wednesday night, Thursday morning, heavy cloud tops showing. So we could see some big storms, I'm thinking. Now, unfortunately, this little pocket of storms is centered right on Perry. And then it passed through. And then here comes our front. There's our frontal line through the weekend. Now, this little area, now let me go 10 days out. So, if we are to watch tropics, this has been showing up. Believe it or not, we got 2 crossovers coming. Now, this is an old front. This is their weekend front. Next weekend's front. Look at what's happening. Deja vu. So, it didn't look like it happened on this weekend's front. This weekend's front is basically pulling up Pacific juice. That's going to come up Wednesday, Thursday, into Friday a little bit. Then next weekend's front here, look what happens. The same little blob of leftovers hangs out. Now, going back to tropical tidbits, what's interesting is 99E is the one coming currently. Now, then we have another storm, Lydia. This one, believe it or not, this one is expected to turn up. And this one possibly is the moisture that we're seeing after this week, or after next weekend's. So here's the timeline. 99E turns up into Mexico this weekend. Tuesday it starts to move towards the southeast coast. Wednesday, Thursday, nasty weather. I'm thinking upper Gulf, definitely somebody along the Gulf, Florida. Water's super duper hot, 4 or 5 degrees above normal. A lot of shear, yes, but that Gulf is going to help blossom thunderstorms. There's going to be a lot of moisture. That heads out. We have a front the following weekend. It comes down. It starts to pick this up, which crosses over and helps fuel possibly, we're talking like towards the end of the month. Like we're past, this is going to happen like the 17th, 16th, 17th. Like we're a ways away. But 2 crossovers, pretty wild happening. That's going to fuel the BOC, pick up of a front and heads towards the southeast. So that's definite. You're reading. I mean, already seen a bunch of Mets talking about it. This is the second system that is going to fuel the Gulf after next week. So this is system 2. But you're going to read about it. I'm already reading about this next weekend setup. So, all right. Oh, God, I need some coffee. All right, let's slow down a little bit. All right, so there's a time. I'm going to close out some windows here. Hey, we only crashed Chrome once all year, Shelly. Can you believe it? It's always impressive. We made it through the year. But this is leftovers from Lydia, October 15th. We might be watching this towards the latter half of October. And I know I bring this up just kind of showing you what the big dogs are thinking. They're showing the same thing here for October 18th and beyond as a potential area to watch. So, yeah. This one looks like, this is what we're watching next week. Low chances, 20%. We got dark red in the following week. So that'll be, historically kind of what to watch. We'll see about that if we do or not. So, I love Chrome, Shelly. And I'm the last Android person on the planet, too. Tropical Troubles, good morning. Lance, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Weather Center, Friday 13th, stormy weather. It might be a little before that, but I'm down with the BOC. That's a song. So anyway, anything else? Oh, Shelly's still Android. Okay, 2 people are left. Corey's 3 people. Oh my God, Kitchen. That the official phone of Mike's Weather page, Android. Nanu. All right, here's the radar. Here's that front coming down. It's going to start fizzling. The rain's going to slowly disappear. Cold weather's on tap. Yes, big winds. Let's talk about that. I know we got a lot of boaters. That frontal line's going to be coming down to watch. We'll see what that's going to look like with the winds. Should be late Saturday night into Sunday throughout the state here. We go to Saturday, you'll start to see it starting to show up. Here's your big frontal winds. These are cold Attic air. High pressure to the north. Right here. There's your high. Spinning down. Cold Attic air. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And as we get into late Saturday night, here's 7 p.m. Saturday night. Big winds here. You can follow the frontal line. Basically, is right here. You know, there's your front line. Saturday night. And then we get into Sunday morning, and there's your big winds. We got any boaters across Florida? This is 1 a.m. Let's go to about 6 a.m. So timing's still on tap. This is when the boaters like to go out Sunday morning, but no, look at that. Big winds Sunday 4 a.m. Bringing in those cooler airs, and the front doesn't really quite make it to the south. We have a blocking pressure down south, and the front doesn't quite make it down that far. But here's Lydia. Look at this. And all right, so this is neat. Oh, this is so cool. So here's Monday. Monday. All right, so here's 99E. This one comes across. This is Wednesday, Thursday weather maker. Right here. This little guy right here. And then Lydia goes back this way. And you can see Wednesday of next week. This is Wednesday. There's our wind map showing winds. And then look. This crosses. Oh, look at those big winds, man. Woo! Gonna be rocking in and rolling. New Orleans. Mobile. It was. But the storm, it's going to be a very complicated setup. A lot of winds. Those storm bands are still going to make it south, I have a feeling. They always do. Now check out, let's watch Lydia. Am I getting that right? Is it Lydia? I don't even know. I messed up. Let me make sure it's Lydia. I probably didn't pronounce it right, but who cares? Keep tradition. All right, Thursday, Lydia crosses through the mountains of Mexico, and you can follow the winds. Look, there's leftovers, Monterey. This is Thursday. And then there it is. Look, here comes the next front the following weekend, and look, there's leftover Lydia juice. And it'll be fueling in with a frontal line coming down, and some of that moisture is already right here. So all that really does is aid in the moisture. You can see it really good too looking at the precipitable water map. Let's look a little wider into the Gulf here. Take a look at, wait a minute, that's Mexico. Hold on a minute. Central America, Gulf of Mexico. There we go. The precipitable water map shows. Well, I wanted to see the crossover, but oh well. All right, so here's purple's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. So this is next Tuesday. Look at that moisture. Look at that. Wednesday. Look at that. Heavy rain, moisture in the atmosphere, precipitable water. And then, blah, there it is. The attack of the purple blob. This is Thursday morning, so this is that heavy rain starting Wednesday evening, Wednesday night into Thursday. It gets pulled on out of here. Here comes the front line now Saturday morning. and shoves our front through. So it might not be a lot of rain over the weekend, following weekend, but there is a front coming through. So blob, front, dry air for Sunday. So a week from Sunday so far looks pretty good. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so sorry about the sound effects. But still big wins, man. I'm telling you. It's going to be interesting to see who gets what, where it gets it. This is showing more the panhandle. 850 wins for late Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Heavy, we're going to see big wins, though. Let's look at the Carrera model here because it was predicting pretty strong little system developing in the Gulf. And I'm sure it backed off. It only 18.000. Only go about 132 hours. What's up with that? Huh. 12Z yesterday did. But it at least isn't showing anything too bad. It does still slow the wind though. Still showing that heavy winds out ahead of the front here for Thursday. So I still suspect, man, the Florida Peninsula, West Coast, Gulf area, we're going to see some weather coming in Wednesday night, Thursday next week. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what happens. All right. What else we chit-chat about? I guess we'll start slowing these down. There's not a lot going on, really. My getting better. I like these blink drops. Cliff, I know, right? Pronunciation police. S23. What's that foldable one? I'm going to wait till the season's over because, man, I don't want any cookies to get all messed up. Everything is working right now. But I'm going to get a new one. This is a 21. Can you believe it? All my storm chasing videos I do with a 21. I'm putting together a really cool video, too. I'm really excited about clips from my chases. I'm almost done with it. There's my guy. There's my skeleton. Oh, speaking of sound effects, I had something. I put it over here. Where did I do with it? Oh, here it is. All right, so Julie decorated the house. She does the inside, I do the outside. So we found this sound maker, and I thought it'd be cool. So we'll do a sound a day. All right. So randomly, I'm just going to grab one number. Here we go. Ready? You get Christmas sound effects. I don't know how you turn it off. I guess it just turns off by itself. I don't know. Sorry for the witch. Blooper reel, Tom. We talked about that one time. How do you turn the damn thing off? Oh, there it goes. Don't hit the button. Yeah, I would like to do more video editing. Yeah, it's just tough. I did find my 1 hour video from when I was in the hotel during Ida. That was kind of dramatic, the whole hour streaming. Some moments there got pretty intense. Michelle's cat's making weird faces. I looked at my dogs for some reason. Hunter's doing so much better. God. Remember a couple years ago when we first got him, how everybody could hear him breathing? I mean, he has outgrown, thank goodness, his nose issue. We didn't have to do any surgery for him, but it got so bad during last year's hurricane season, I had to put their bed in our room because I couldn't listen to him snore. It was terrible. All right, so the weather's coming. Cool weather's on tap. Like I said, as far as rains go, let's look at the 48-hour map. Since we do have a cold front coming, you would think there'd be rain coming, right? You would think, but there's really not. It's going to be hot tomorrow. Emily's playing 3 softball games, and then on Sunday it's going to be nice. Big 10-degree difference in temperature drop for the 2 days. Here is your latest 12Z. So our frontal line right now is obviously crossed south a little bit on the Panhandle, up through Georgia a little bit in the Carolinas. You can see it right here. Throughout the day, though, it's going to fizzle. We're going to have maybe a little bit of rain, across in the middle part of the state, maybe a little bit of rain in eastern Carolinas. But it just fizzles out. So, here's late tonight, Thursday night or Friday night. It's just not a lot of accumulation at all. I mean, it's fizzled, man. It's just, there's going to be little spitting showers here and there. You're going to see it. You're going to, there'll be a little bit of quickie little spitting rains, but there's really nothing. The big stuff obviously is up north. That's going to start combining with Felipe. I keep wanting to say Felipe's Navidad now. Felipe Navidad. Feliz. Look at that. Oh, man. So there's a lot of rain predicted ahead of Felipe. That frontal line. Look at that moisture. Holy cow, man. So we're going to have some rain. This is overnight, Saturday night late. Look at that rain, man. This is Saturday morning into Sunday. So throughout the day on Saturday, look at that. This is when you wake up Saturday morning, pulling up moisture out ahead of Felipe. So a lot of rain for the Northeast this weekend. Saturday looks really wet into Sunday, unfortunately. But hey, the good news is most of it's gone by Sunday afternoon. So all this rain you're getting here in New England, it'll be gone by Saturday night late. And then Saturday night, all the heavy stuff's Maine. There's going to be a lot of rain in Maine. Look at that. They're going to be heavy. You're going to get more action from Felipe than you did with Lee, and there was a lot more news on Lee, and I was probably just I probably fed a lot of that. I think the difference with Lee was it was a Category 5, right, and everybody just couldn't get it off their minds as Lee weakened on approach, and poor little Felipe ain't getting no love. Felipe's like, hey, I'm a hurricane, or I'm a tropical storm too. What about me? Felipe's going to be like jealous. He's like, Lee got all this coverage and I get nothing. I feel so bad for Felipe. But that's, I tell everybody you get hurricane hangover after this time of year. But that's a lot of rain coming up, man. That's going to be a lot of rain. You add the winds to that, you're going to get power outages. Always. There's your wind map. Holy cow. We're seeing some big winds Saturday night. Look at that. That's 60, 70 mile an hour, 80 mile an hour wind gusts into eastern Maine. So, yeah, it's definitely, you're going to get a lot more than this than you did with Lee with zero coverage. You're not even going to get a watch or a warning. The poor guy the poor storm, I feel so bad for Felipe. He doesn't even get a tropical storm watch or warning. But yet you're going to have more winds and rains than you did with Lee. I feel so bad. So anyway, well, that's that. I'm going to do some posts on that. We had background music. Josh, what's up, Josh? Josh getting married, I heard. Oh, we got an awesome group. So, Shelly, did we get a few more quotes on our cruise? We got to keep pumping it now. This is the time of year we pumped it last year. We got our big cruise coming up. If you're new to the site and you love cruising, you got to come with us on our Mike's Weather Page cruise. It's the most fun you'll ever have, hanging with a bunch of weather groupies. We even wear upside down pineapple shirts. No, we don't. But great time, third annual cruise. A lot of weather themed stuff, a lot of fun, a lot of good times. Families 100% welcome. If you love cruising, it's during spring break. Can't beat it. Price is amazing. Better than Royal Caribbean right now. So it's a great 6-night. We love that little bit longer cruise, 2 days at sea. So, man, we are so excited. Hope you can come. We're limiting it to 50 cabins. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's tough. Economy ain't doing the best right now, I'm afraid. So if you got it, you only live once. Don't take it with you. My buddy Drew Garaba says that every day on his inspirational X posts. Hey, Better do what you can when you can, because you might not be able to do it when you want to do it, and you might have wished that you did it when you could do it. That's a t-shirt. All right, that's about it. I rambled on enough. So, anyway, you're right, Shelly. It's a lot of work. Oh, the new fire pit, Vicky. It's coming today. Let me show you the one I bought. So I did get a chimney. Let me see. I got it from Lowe's. They said it's out for delivery. God, I get a lot of texts. I can't. Oh, here it is. I feel bad when you see a text and you're like, oh my God, I didn't see it. All right, let's see if I got a picture of it here. Check order status. Should have already been linked to me. Here's order number. Oh, and then it thinks it's a phone number. Wait a minute. So I got to copy the phone number, copy text, and then we'll go to the page. Order number, paste. Nope. God darn it. Anyway, well, how the hell am I going to figure this one out? Maybe I got a Lowe's email. All right, give me 2 seconds here. I got to find my... No, I probably deleted it. Anyway, but I got a chimney, chrome one or metal one. It'll be here today, so we might take you up on it, Katie. Michael Varley, yes, well, South Florida not so. Michael, I don't think you're going to get the big swash of rain next week. You're going to get some, but it looks like the big blob is not going to hit you. So nothing out of the ordinary, except the West Coast. I posted this yesterday, but we got a new drought indicator yesterday. And I don't mean to exclude our friends in Texas or Louisiana. They're in a serious drought too. Mississippi also. Mississippi, dark red. This is part of that Mississippi River issue that we talked about with the low flow. Man, it's just not a lot of moisture going down to Mississippi right now. So Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi still under D4, the highest drought you can possibly get. And then what's so odd to me is Florida here, we still have the West Coast under an extreme drought. Manatee, Sarasota County, some into Hillsborough County. Pinellas, look at the tip of the panhandle now. They're getting to the point where they need rain. So it's really odd. And, of course, this is all based on averages. But we have been West Coast denied all year long. It's just amazing. And this D2 extends all the way down to Collier County, Naples area. So that's just been weird. It's weird that the Gulf can do that we could be in a drought. And the East Coast is like had nothing but an abundancy of rain. And it's all the winds, strong upper level winds, high pressures, blowing all the action eastward, keeping it dry here. Bottle vapor loop, we got an upper level low here, spinning, helping fuel a little bit of moisture off the coast here, but nothing significant. Anyway, all right, so Mississippi might get a little rain out of this next week's blob, and then we got a front coming down. So next week's front looks like it does have more moisture with it. You can see that here. Let's take a look at tropical tidbits. So next week's front, this is the one we're watching, the big blob coming up through the Gulf, but it looks like it's going to have some rain regardless with it. So here's next week on the Euro. You're going to see the frontal line. I keep hitting the same dang button. Here is this week's frontal line. This is tomorrow, Saturday. Not really going to be a big deal, but it's going to help pick up Invest 99E in the Pacific. And here comes the blob. This is Tuesday. Cue the blob music. Ready? I have no idea. This is blob music. Taking a chance. I'm going to hit this one. That's the blob. That's the blob. God, I wish, what number was that? That was awesome. Here comes the blob. This is next Tuesday. But look at that. Can't wait to see what happens with this thing. The Gulf is cooking with water temperatures right now, and it's going to bubble, 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 bubble. Storms. So this is next Wednesday, and you can see, Mississippi's. I don't know. That's the latest Euro. The big blob gets into more eastern Gulf, and then the front comes through the weekend. This is the frontal line next Saturday, a week from Saturday. Blob front. GFS is a little more to the north. Here's GFS. Look at Wednesday. All right, I got to find that same number. Which one was it? Not that one. Not that one. There it is. Blob. Blob. I am not drinking. So there's a GFS, and it kind of pushes it towards Florida. Latest Canadian next week. It pulls a little more north. It doesn't really do much with it. Here's Wednesday. The Canadian's not very excited about the blob. So, boo the Canadians. But it is, well, I get it's pulling it up more with the front. So the one thing the Canadian has been showing is instead of this blob going to the eastern Gulf, it's pulling it straight north ahead of the approaching front. So, definite possibility that you could get some more in the upper Gulf with the Canadian as the front comes through. Here's next weekend's front, a week from next. This is the 14th. This one could get through the state. It always takes, it's like a little push, and then another push, and then another push, and then another push. It's like the first front doesn't quite make it. The next one kind of makes it. That's kind of what happens. And then the icon for next week, let's take a look at the blob here. Let's see, Wednesday blob. And I think this pulls it more north. And it's not that excited about any storms or anything. But I don't really know how the icon and CMC do with like regular weather patterns. So that's what we'll watch. As far as tropical development goes, I mean, it's really, I don't see the next weekend's really having a chance on any models. But the following week area, now we're kind of shifting long range again. But it has backed off quite a bit, which is good news at least for any tropical development. But you know how these things go. Anything can happen. This part of the area, we just watch every day. Watch the models. GFS ensembles. There's a snore. Hunter did not let me down. He's half off the thing. He's half off of the pillow right now. Let me show you. He's doesn't look very comfortable, but that's what he does. He hangs half his head off. That's his current position right there. He's just hanging half off. The dog's life. All right, Caribbean next weekend. Let's take a look. GFS still showing, a wave. But, nothing solid. I mean, we do have tropical waves. We can't forget about these little guys. This is sometimes what sparks these things. We do have a couple waves out there. We got one now crossing through the islands in the lower Caribbean. We have another one approaching. So these are the, you always watch these waves. They get here and you just never know. They mingle with an old front. That's what happens, Next weekend's front lingers. And a front, one of these waves comes up here and these two kind of get low pressures going. Then that's how the tropics start. In October, usually. It's a tropical wave that makes it over, but we do have a lot of wind shear currently, which is a product of El Nino. Upper level high pressure system spinning, winds down. There's kind of a setup, so it's just really a very rough pattern right now. But, you never know. You just never know. These things find a little window and they get going, so that's why we watch October, man. It could be sneaky. Look at all these freeze warnings out west. Winter is officially here in the Midwest there. Look at that. We got all this area under freeze warnings. Dark purple. Freeze warning. We have frost advisories in the lighter blue. Freeze watch. What is this? Red flag stuff? Dangerous wildfire conditions. That's not good. So we do have a lot of red flag warnings here across the south. Very dry out ahead of this front. Windy. Low humidity. Low humidity and winds definitely help fuel wildfires. And anytime you get low humidity, let's take a look. Low humidity definitely aids if you were to get any sort of a wildfire situation. So your dew points are low. Humidity here is low as our front passes through today. So you have 40-50% humidity values with high winds and low moisture. Definitely is why they issue these warnings. And here it is throughout the day. So 40 dew points. These are your dew points. Oh God, look at that dew point value. We're going to be 33 degree dew point Sunday morning. So it'll feel, you're going to know winter's here. This is Sunday morning. This is not even Monday. Look at these low dew points in the 20s on Saturday night. That is, you're going to be shocking. People are going to be like, oh my God, it is so cold. Look at this. Look at this humidity. You're going to have 10% humidity for Pensacola in the teens. Teens all the way down to New Orleans and Mississippi here. These are your humidity values entering Sunday morning. It'll be dry and windy. Nothing like a dry county. All right, we got 2 minutes. We got to go an hour. LA Key, that's right, like our page. We're slowly growing. Yeah, Tropical Troubles, you live up in the Panhandle, I believe, right? So you're going to be enjoying it. We should get like a spotter network for temperatures. Like, hey, it's 54 degrees out. It's coming. It's coming. Then you got the poor people down in Miami. Like, what? Yeah, Michael. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of posts about Michael, Marianne. This is about what was the dirty track accident, Tracy Barnhill? I don't even know what you're talking about. Austin? That's good. Not sure. I have to look at that one. Tracy Barnhill. But Michael posts are starting to pop up, and this is about when we started tracking it this time, when we started seeing it developing. So, anything else? We got 3 goodbyes. Talladega, yeah, Tracy, was it I was at Talladega. What race was it? Was it a accident on the track? Tom Hill, sweating bullets. I believe it. Breaker 19, Bill. Pensacola, okay. All right. Well, that's about it. I'm going to go finish Halloween. I can't wait. I'll share pictures of the completed outside look. Oh, the dirt track. Okay, Tracy. Yeah, I hear the cars over there. We've never been. I need to do it one time. So, Cool beans. All right. Well, we're gonna be back live Monday next week. We'll be live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. We'll keep an eye on the tropics. Hope hope you have a great weekend. Um, we'll be out at Eddie Seymour. If I bump into you, we'll say hello. And Julie's birthday is tomorrow, by the way. Shh, don't tell her I told you. All right, it's been an hour. We made it an hour. Have a great weekend, Shelly. We'll see y'all. Cheers. Toodaloo. I know Shelly's mad right now. Sayonara. Bye.